So today's non-farm payroll, Friday. So in 45 minutes, we'll get some strong movement, and then we have consumer sentiment, which is another red folder after the open, 30 minutes after the open. So we did get that premium move on VIX. Question is, what else is going to happen here? I have no idea. We've created smooth lows. That might be enough. There's a big pool of liquidity here. Maybe we'll manufacture this high for like a smooth high later on, but yeah, we've got smooth highs on VIX futures though, and this old big liquidity level. So all right. So far, the weekly has been a nice big candle up. We've already sort of created a wick on it, if you're going to be trading for that. But so far, the Dow's respecting that inefficiency. There's nothing on ES on the daily. We did take out the highs though. Just the regular Dow Jones index. Same thing, it did come down into that inefficiency. SPY, yeah, same thing as ES. NASDAQ swept up back into that daily SIBI, and it did create an inefficiency here, which the daily did close there. So daily was closing above this on the smaller time frame, not, but yeah, looks pretty good. Excuse me. Whereas Q's is still below these highs, and NASDAQ is above them. And then we did create an inefficiency there too, but wasn't clearly respected. Russell, all-time highs. So far displacing above on the daily. So kind of want to mark it out just to use it for reference. Oops. So it's kind of forming there. IWM. So this is the major difference here. IWM had this weird overnight gap up on a Friday. And the funny thing is, yeah, maybe we'll get to the CE of that, right? It's not that funny. Yeah, Russell displacing higher. So this was on from Thursday to Friday on the 12th of December. I haven't actually investigated that. happened here? Okay, if you adjust the contract hours. Okay. We might need a bit more of a sweep. Wow, this one is just so much higher. So weird. So I'm gonna set an alert here. That'll be the final straw for a possible short idea on the higher time frame. Oh, man. Alright, SPX. Yeah, just haven't looked at that in a while. Gold, silver, metals. I still would like to see gold get into a discount. It's possible that that was it, and it was a divergence with the discount premium, but then we got a very obvious manipulation. But the way it happened, I just don't trust it because of the way. Like copper had already made a low, like it had already done it multiple times. Yeah, I think it did it into here, and then we still didn't move, and then we got a bit move a bit lower. So it's just like, it's just not super clean, but I can investigate it a bit more later. That short idea is totally working so far on the, or I guess it's a long on the dollar, but short on these guys. But yeah, it's kind of unclear for me how to trade this unless we get another manipulation with the Dow. So far we've barely moved overnight on the Dow. We've come below Asia, so it makes sense why this is reacting bullishly. It's already above that close high on NASDAQ. And this order block is the high on these guys. It's going to be tricky finding a setup here. We're not into a premium on NASDAQ. We've reached a premium on ES. On this leg down, we've also reached a discount on NASDAQ and ES now. This move right now is literally looking like a fractal of yesterday. Excuse me. Alright, to the 4 hour. Yeah, I mean, we took out that liquidity level, just shy of a discount on the Dow. Russell's already above that high. Yeah, nothing crazy to put on the chart here. It's just been kind of crazy back and forth. We do have relative equal lows here. Anything else? Not really. We got ES. ES has smooth lows. Nothing really on the upside. NQ, also smooth lows. What about the upside? Nothing really. We also look at SPY. SPY smooth lows. We've got the prior high over here, maybe? Yeah, I keep pressing the wrong button. also smooth lows into the gap. Prior swing high, similar setup. When things are being all iffy on the like after the contract rolls and stuff, I trust the regular index charts a lot more. So yeah, maybe we're gonna get back up there. We'll see. Just an idea. Alright, Russell. I don't know why that's there. Yeah, Russell's got this old relative equal high now, which was the target yesterday, that it could invert that. So if it sells off, this would be the target. It's possible we would even manufacture it too, so I'm just going to note these relative equal lows. You know, they could come up and then roll it, sweep it, bounce, and then IWM, similar thing, but it's not nearly as clean. So yeah, that's basically it. Gold's starting to come down. We'll see how deep it goes. Bitcoin made a little smooth low there. So, and then we've got more support, resistance, liquidity, obvious liquidity, so I think we could kind of chop all the way down for the short side. But for the session ranges, yeah, we do have that SMT there. So that was a nice long into the London manipulation here, and then even into there. So I presume we're gonna deliver that long, which we already have, but I would think that the Dow is also gonna head higher. But as for now, there's nothing really clean. Just waiting to see if this high is going to get swept, or we've already done it here. Regular trading hours, maybe. Yeah, kind of a nothing burger so far, so I think I might actually wait for the news to hit. Oh. So tired. Terrible week of sleep for me. But yeah, we've got smooth highs there on the Dow. You know, smooth highs there, so makes sense. That would come back up higher. So I just think it might just be a long, but it's just things are looking crazy. Like higher time frame commitment of trader reports. We've got kind of weird flows, if you can see that, which you can't really, but there. We had, it's not going to show. But basically we had the tide, the puts sold off end of day, calls kind of stayed flat, but the volume was definitely in the call, so I think in the tide they exited their shorts, but in SPY they definitely got short, but then they also did exit some, but they still remained short. Like they were more short into the end of the day than they were earlier. So they're still short on SPY, but it's like in the immediate term is going to be bullish, so it makes sense that we move up. That's what I want to see. Missed the long opportunity overnight. And then Dow was bearish into the end of the day very clearly, which usually works pretty well when these, usually the Dow and just the Dow. But usually when it makes a clear direction in the flow, it's usually going to play out. Q's did a similar thing. It as a SPY, it kind of closed the end of the day pretty bullish. The holdings, though, they were bearish all day, and into the end of the day, sold off, but then still were bearish. So it just seems like we're going to have a short-term move up, but we're preparing for the move down, though. Like, we're going to use the move up to accumulate short side. So that's kind of what I'm looking for to happen today. So yeah, I think there's going to be some sort of short idea if YM comes up above this high. Would make a lot of sense. So I'd be looking short above this high. Especially if things are looking good. And that's because this high is the all-time high for SPY. It's that swing high in NASDAQ where we kind of manipulated this high. So when YM made the manipulation here, clearly marking some sort of sharp top, aka jagged, well, these guys manipulated that high, sort of confirming it before the move down. And we had a nice move down. So, and now Russell has already done that. It's already manipulated that high, and it's broken out into new highs. Everything's basically there. The only thing is like, it's this. It's like just a weird overnight candle gap that might just be a freaking error. So, and if you turn on regular trading hours, then there, boom, we've done everything. So we might have done everything, and now we're literally waiting for that last little like mark of the high there, and it would also coincide if Russell kind of stays weak here and doesn't break this high while YM's doing that, then that's maybe a short too. So multiple short ideas. We've got news in a little bit, so I'm going to take a little 15-minute break, get more coffee. Alright, things are starting to move here to the upside. Interesting. I find it weird that we came all the way back up here on VIX. Is my screen showing the right? Perfect. So yeah, we're coming back up. I like how NASDAQ's starting to get weak here. So we've got another 15 minutes till the news, but things are starting to move here. It would be very interesting to see. Let's get above this high. And then I want to see what Russell does. It's like it's going to take out that IWM high probably. IWM, IW. I think it's going to take that out. YM sweeps. We come down, maybe Russell makes a new high, I don't know. Above the IWM. So yeah, this is the high we're watching for on IWM. Here's the gap we traded into yesterday. Not really relevant here on SPY, just kind of in the way. I think a discount was never reached on SPY. Yeah. Just shy of it, smooth lows. So I think that makes sense too for the short. So yeah, I'll be looking short NASDAQ. Problem is, where the hell do we get in and where do we risk? Because this is technically what's being triggered here. So, you know, ES will probably be into the order block here, into the entry. But, I mean, look how far that is from NASDAQ, you know. Oh, I just realized we have SMT here with NASDAQ Hero and ES. So that could be something. So far we've actually manipulated that high. Wow. With ES. And ES already hit that order block here. Oh, so that might already be in play, but it's like, you know, I wouldn't wait. I don't know, I would want to wait for that high first. So, but yeah, this is definitely, I can't remember, are we in a premium on these levels here? NASDAQ wasn't. So yeah, I think we could get a move up higher though. I'm thinking we're gonna come up high and sweep all this out. I'll see. And we did have the bullish SMT here, so you know, makes sense. It'd be like, yeah, we should be targeting premium, and there's smooth highs all the way up now. So maybe a big move up, and then a possible short. And I don't know if I'd want to trade NASDAQ, but I don't know if I'd want to short the Dow either. Oh, it's a tough one. What was I just looking at? Qs. Yeah, so I think I might actually like a short on SPY. Just because it's the best of both worlds. And yeah, nice order block there. I'm gonna, oops. I don't like how it's always the thick one. I want the thin one. gonna set an alert there too. Yeah, I kind of like the short idea on SPY actually. To be high time frame one. But I'd kind of want to wait for NASDAQ to kind of get above these highs though. I don't know if it needs to. You know, it could just be, oh, this is the order block, you know? This whole move up. If you use the hourly. But news is in 10 minutes, so we're already starting to move. It just seems like there is something about to happen here, man. About to happen. And maybe it's going to be that. It's going to be the move up for the rotation into the short side, into the open. And then it opens up green to unload those bullish flows. And then it's perfect. But yeah, still waiting for this IWM level. See if that gets hit. I don't want to get cooked today being too quick. So we'll just kind of wait for everything to clean itself up. And if it works out, we'll take it. If not, end the week break even. Last 2 weeks, break even. And I could be completely wrong. This could just be bullish on all time frames. But yeah, man. It would be funny if we use this to be the we manufactured liquidity, swept it on both sides, and then that's it would just be funny if that was it. The move. Yes, is coming up nicely. big news coming here in 5 minutes. Let's see what we're gonna get. And there may be just a trade setup already occurring here. It's just, yeah. Yeah, every time NASDAQ, YM does sell off, we do still get a sell off in NASDAQ, so shouldn't be afraid to short it. Yeah, like there is like a weird little change in character situation happening here. ES came up into a premium, NASDAQ failed. We've got above these highs, and then NASDAQ, change in character there. But I'm waiting for the Dow, so I think it might be a little fake out there. Only to do it though later, for it to not work now, and then it works later after the fact. Dow's manufacturing this high very nicely. I really like that. Shows that they are generating liquidity here. Whether it's bullish or bearish, it's like there's liquidity there. So it's small confirmation. Alright, how much will we be risking on ES here? Roughly 10 points. So yeah, we don't want to get too big. Same thing on NASDAQ. But here comes the news. 40 seconds. Let's see what happens here. I think I'm right. I think it's all going to happen the way I said it would. Alright, 20 seconds. I reckon it's going to be very fast. It's just going to rip up. Here we go. We got it. It's all happened. IWM is really close to that high. SPY's crossed that high. I think we got one more high in us. It didn't take it out on the Dow index. Oh, it didn't even take it out on futures. Okay. Chill out. Chill out. We're manufacturing the high still. And we're waiting for IWM to take that high. But it's close. I'm going to set an alert on the Dow too here. Still need that high. I thought it took it. Weird. I was all excited. Cool. So yeah, I think it will happen into the open. Then that makes way more sense to me. I'm like, if they got long in the calls, and then it's gonna dump an hour before the market opens. It doesn't make any sense. So yeah, I think we still got it. We got a nice big wick on all these guys. I think this is telling on the Dow Jones index chart. So I think we just gotta wait. I think we're good. I like it. I like that it's not happening too fast. That is what I want. Perfect, dude. It's starting to look good. Let's see what happened on everything else. Gold, straight up. Cryptos, nothing burger. Currencies, a little wick down. Yeah, metals are moving up nicely though. Technically, man, that was a nice move there on SPY and stuff. Funny thing though is it came just shy of like the low 986 exactly. Wow, okay, no, it did tap it exactly. Dang. But hopefully we'll get a chance to re-enter. And there's gonna be some shenanigans. I know it's like we're gonna get this high. Maybe there'll be a reversal and then a come back up, and then that's when Nasdaq's like strong out of nowhere. But then that's just the final rotation down or something. That's just what's possible. I'm not predicting that. But then look at IWM there. Yeah, I don't really like how this is all, like, I don't like how this happened perfectly, but it didn't do it without this. So, I don't know. I think that they may be actually manufacturing a long trade here. To the downside, what happened here? Nothing to the downside. It just was an up move. So, yeah, maybe they're going to manufacture these lows. That would be interesting. If YM sweeps these lows, then that would actually be a nice little long idea if we don't sweep the high first. Well, we'll see. But they finished what you'd want to see on this chart though. Look at that. Final high manufactured. Oops. there we go. It's happening, folks. Has not happened on futures, but it's there on the Dow. And this could go deeper. I still want it here on futures. There's a nice little skip up there. We're still within the news time zone, so time frame. And look at NASDAQ there coming up now. So yeah, we'll be risking about 10 points here. It's taking it on micros now. Come on, NASDAQ. Or Dow. We need one more alert here. I'm thinking maybe above this swing high, possibly on ES, but we'll see. Dang. It's taking it here. I think Russell sweeping this high then might be the final entry, like for a short on the Dow. So yeah, we'll be risking, we'll be risking 20 points? Let's double check this. Yeah, we gotta be smart here. We get in there, risk reward is not amazing. So yeah, we might need to wait a bit more. We might even have to wait for the Russell setup. I think we're going to rotate above the high, come down, Russell might manipulate higher, and then that's the short in the Dow, possibly. But yeah, this is 15 points, so that's a lot of risk on ES. So yeah, gonna be tough. That's if we get an entry all the way up here. So yeah, we'd only want literally 2 contracts. Yeah, maybe it wants above that high, I don't know. Manufactured it. I think I'd be good just entering above it. This one. But But yeah, Nasdaq just seems like it wants all these smooth highs though. So we may just wait for that too. Get that sweep going, and then boom, maybe a more clear short entry on ES. There we go. Alright, Nasdaq, let's get the sweep. We got smooth highs here. Let's get it. It may not want it. It may be that's the still holding the divergence with ES above all these highs. Above Asia. We'll see. The risk reward is not good enough because I'm just targeting the low hanging fruit down here. It would probably go to that order block. So it's and I already have an idea for what even might still happen. So yeah, I'm gonna remain patient here. And now we're actually exiting the news kill zone here. So we've got relative equal highs here, so I think something still got stuff. Man, NQ is really stalling here. Interesting. SPY is above that high. Just at any moment it could be it and it'll roll, but I don't know. What's everything else look like though? Is VIX up? No, VIX is down. Yeah, maybe that's just too much to ask. I don't know. Maybe it's simply just short this divergence in NASDAQ. You know, we do have divergence. You know why? But just don't like the invalidation being so far away. interesting. Look at that. Yeah, just really, really respecting this 4 hour. Maybe I ought to take it, man. Maybe I oughta. Can't remember if we reached new premium yet. Perfect. That was it. I still want Russell to sweep those highs. I'm just worried that if Russell's gonna sweep it, we're gonna already be selling off in NASDAQ and ES. So that's the one thing. But I mean, it would be a nice little. Honestly, yeah, maybe get short in the Dow possibly though. All right, we're kind of outside the news, so I'm just gonna take another little break, let this kind of play out. It's very possible that I'm missing the short, but I'm just gonna wait for everything to line up for the way I like to have the clarity. I don't want to, yeah, I don't want to gamble. And I go to the bathroom. All right, so on SPY, we did exactly what I was kind of looking for. So, kind of a bummer. Um, Only because it's like with futures, it's like would have been nice to just get in there. Oops. And then boom, look for that premium, discount move. But on futures, the risk to reward wasn't good enough. I mean, I guess it was, but yeah. But in any case, we still are waiting for that Russell high too. So I still think something will come of it. I think there's going to be a nice little long up, possibly here into these equal lows, possibly. Since there's still a really nice draw on liquidity higher, it makes sense when we manufacture liquidity, we come back down to the order block. So I literally just look for SMT at this low and then possibly get long. The only other thing is like we may actually sweep lower and then just do it all over again, but yeah, it'll be tricky if that happens. Yeah, I probably should have just got short there though. There was a little SMT here you can see right into the 9 o'clock hour, which is typical when there's news at 10. So my fault, man. All right. Yeah, gold moving higher there. Copper coming down now after sweeping these support resistance liquidity. That's exactly what I was looking at the other day too. But yeah, hopefully Bitcoin can start to sell off here again. We took out liquidity there, but we sort of manufactured more. So I just think that this is going to end up being like this, where it's just like, maybe this, and then this, or up there, or this, and then like takes that out, and then, something of the sort. Not necessarily that exactly. But yeah. But the open is in 10 minutes. And so far everything's set up. So I think they're gonna give one more move back up because of the flows, and now we've sort of got relative equal highs here on NASDAQ. I think they'd want a cleaner like manipulation, in my opinion. But doesn't need it. It's just typical. But I will be right back. Well, it's looking like I missed it. I don't know if it's going to come all the way back up after that. Maybe, yeah, maybe if we sweep below those lows, then yeah, a retrace back up. Which would make sense, but I just don't know if I'll count on it. At least on Russell. I don't know, I could see it happening though. I could see it kind of being along on everything. That's what usually happens on non-farm payroll. There's multiple trades. So I should actually be open-minded to that. And then yeah, we still have another set of news after the open. This will be cool to watch. It'll be like a little short and then a long, maybe takes back out those highs on NASDAQ. Oh yeah, because then that would maybe give the divergence above this high, even though we do already have one. Yeah, I'm watching this low here on everything, specifically the Dow. So I might get in long here on Russell. It could also be the news low, but we're already below that. I think it's going to be these lows. We've already delivered up into a nice area. I think the relevant levels are the smooth equal lows there. Alright, open is in 2.5 more minutes. Well, things do seem back in order though. Like this is nice. It seems like the beginning of the year, large manipulations are kind of dying off. Even on-farm payrolls, like seemingly respecting things. There may be an order block here, yeah, down there. Probably the true day open below that on Russell. Come on, Russell, get lower and give me an entry, man. Ideally, that'd be a nice trade right there. Below this. Yeah, and then if Russell's gonna pump, it's like, man, these might just start puking though. Come on, man, please, 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 please. All right, open. It's just about to happen. 10 more seconds. Here we go. Maybe we'll get along here. Hopefully a few points. We can't get in too large a size. There we go. Market's open. We just swept the news low. NASDAQ selling off. Damn it, dude. Watching this IWM chart. Once we sweep that high, I'll be getting short the Dow. Alright, we're officially open for sure. Open for business. Market is open for business now. Russell heading up. So it looks like we are going to get the short, hopefully. I wonder if it's going to sweep this high on the wick side. Still hasn't taken it out on Russell. We've got a 1 hour inefficiency here we're inside of on the Dow, so I'm thinking, yeah, here we go, boom. We just took it barely on Russell. Let's get a bit deeper move though. So the high is at 80 something.
Order fill, order fill.
45, we're risking 100 points, so that's 10 times 5 is 50 bucks. So yeah, that's about it. That's about the size I'd want.
Order working. Order fill, order working.
Is that alert for Russell? Russell and IWM, boom. There we go. Need a higher time frame chart here to trade on. Alright, do we have the right amount of risk? We've got a lot of risk on. It's just such a really wide stop. The high on the actual Dow is 89, 78. Okay, yeah, that's right. And now the question here is, are we going to get a manipulation here with the SPY NASDAQ situation? So I want this to start to sell off, and then I'd want maybe at the 10 a.m. news for maybe SPY and NASDAQ to come up one more time, maybe. And then I'm going to get short for sure. So right at the open, Qs is bearish on the flows side. I want to see what VIX is doing. VIX is really popping up. That's great. Really, really great. So yeah, there's Russell. I just want to see if we're going to break that high in VIX. I kind of want to know. I also want to see the IWM chart, what's happening there. I also want to have an alert on SPY, maybe actually on NASDAQ. I'd want to know if that high is going to get confirmed. So yeah, we just took out some lows on NASDAQ. I would think that, yeah, we could easily rotate now. IWM has gotten the sweep. Everything is there now. It's like, yeah, it could sweep, you know, pretty deep. It doesn't necessarily need to reverse now, but we'll see what happens. Tide is very bullish now. Now I want to see that rotation and divergence above that high. Keep it a small time frame. So yeah, we kind of already have it right at the open there, above that opening high. That could be it right there. That could be all we would need. We have the open move up. Boom. SMT of that with these guys. But, you know, I don't know how. It could literally go all the way to the high though, still. So we'll see. And yeah, Russell could definitely keep coming up. Russell's coming up higher while these guys are coming higher, so that's interesting. See what happens here on the low time frames. So far that is holding, but we'll see what happens. I think we're gonna kind of wait till the 10 a.m. news to really get the move started, maybe. Wow, look at that. Now we're getting the manipulation that we want. Thing is though, oh, okay, yeah, they can still take that high out. It doesn't need to hold below that. I think we're just setting up the short on ES now, finally. Which I may take off some size there so I can feel good about that. But it was the Dow that had the bear flows yesterday. SPY had some, but yeah, just nuancing that. Boom. Still holding that high, that's impressive. IWM giving a little bit of a cleaner look to those highs. It makes sense for this to, could probably come up to 62. It's usually, you know, be a nice little parallel, I don't know what to call it, move, symmetrical move, I mean. Oh, it's because on this account I didn't get as good a fill. I was like, why is my risk so bad? I got a better fill on my other accounts. Entry, fill, whatever. So far everything's bullish, but you know, we are getting like oscillation in SPY and in Tide. I think YM is setting these highs up for a sweep actually, versus I think we're waiting for Russell to complete. just waiting now. I think Russell could literally head up a whole nother dollar here on the IWM, which is another, oh, it's not that much, another 0.5%. Just gotta wait for this to work out. I'm loving this weakness on the Dow though, like the way Russell's breaking out and this is just still holding, and then these guys are coming back up maybe to mark that high. SPY just turned bearish while the tide is bullish. I'm liking that. I'm thinking everything is lining up great. Holdings on Qs is very, yeah, it's exactly, you want to see everything sort of starting to contradict itself. Flows on Russell are very bearish now. They have flipped bearish immediately out of nowhere. So now we're looking for Russell to finish whatever it's going to do up here. I want it to be a jagged high. I want this to just out of nowhere kind of just puke, like for 15 minutes, 30 minutes. And then yeah, I want that high to get marked. Does Dow need this high? I'm not sure. But the thing is, if these guys, NASDAQ and SPY, if those guys are going to sweep these highs, then I would think we could still come up for whatever high time frame it is. It could still take it out. But I don't want to get too nitty gritty. I want to stick with just the general idea. So yeah, nice symmetrical move there. We could really sell off here if it's gonna. VIX futures are moving up. VIX is moving up really nicely. So for the Dow, where is the logical area? I mean, obviously, yesterday's low. Maybe even on the weekly we could look, but maybe just a discount on the weekly move. Definitely below this support. I think back below, yeah. Back below that support resistance liquidity would be great. But this might be literally like a high time frame freaking move. So we'll see what happens. I mean, we could go. That would be so funny. Let's just for fun, let's look at this. See, we got our entry at 6:45. There, just to keep it easy. Imagine that. That's not even that much risk reward, actually. Yeah, my entry was not super ideal. But relative to this range, yeah, I would actually expect a discount. So this would be quite easy, I think, for this to move down into this. This for sure. It's about only 3R down into to the order block for sure. So yeah, almost 4 are there. That's reasonable for non-farm payroll. But honestly, this could really, like, I might even just hold 2 contracts for next week, even though it's kind of risky. So yeah, we still got that alert there just in case. Dow Jones has moved now below the low. Let's make sure we're not getting distracted here. Okay, it hasn't yet, but it's going to sweep that out, looks like, so that might actually cause something. You know, I'm really heavy on this. It's kind of risky. I didn't realize I had that much size on it. MYM. Yeah, we would take quite the loss. Why is that so many points? Oh my gosh, yeah. The tide, oh, that's not the tide. Okay, I was like, holy. Alright, things are really moving now. That might have been it. That might have been it. Dow could stall out here for a while. The tide is still kind of bullish though. But SPY is bearish. Okay, tide's starting to react. A little slow to react though. I think the Dow might still want those highs to mark that. I'm a little too big though, so I'm exiting size. I didn't realize I was risking so much.
Order filled. Order cancelled. Order working. Order cancelled. Order working.
Alright. Yeah, it just was a little too big. I didn't realize it was 200 points. So luckily I got out for a small profit. So that actually gives me room to size back in though, which is nice. I think we could still come up here and sweep this though on the Dow. And we may even still do it on these guys. We still got 10 a.m. news, so I'm going to be vigilant to actually enter more again. I do want to get in this as big as I can without betting everything. But because of that little trade, we just locked in $100. That gives me more room to risk if things set up the way I want. Dow just took out that low, so that might give fuel for these guys to come back up. So it may be a pretty dynamic short here. It may not even play out today, but it'll be setting it up for the weekend maybe. Weekend crazy news, gap down. Who knows? It may already be ready, but I think there's still something that's got to happen here, maybe with a divergence. In which case, I would like to short probably ES. Yeah, I'm glad I got out of that. That would have been, if I take a loss on this, it would be a emotionally devastating loss. Not because I couldn't come back, but it's like it was just too big, like breaking a rule loss. So that was good that I did that. I'm lucky that I was able to do that so far. So yeah, now we got 10 a.m. news. I think that's going to be the little catalyst for this to really. We got a whole day of price action ahead of us. So Tide is getting. Tide's just falling price. But SPY is getting very bearish. Qs is mixed. Mixed bag on Qs, but the holdings are bearish. Russell's very bearish. If the Dow sweeps this high, I would love to get short Russell. So let's keep these alerts ready. The technical setup is clearly there on Russell now, so it will be awesome if this sweeps the AM high. Lots of opportunity today if it's going to be a short. Bitcoin moving back down. Kind of want to see gold turn red today too. So I want to see the Dow sweep this. I want both of these alerts to get hit. And that might even be an entry there. We'll see. On a ES. We'll see. News is in 5 more minutes. Big opportunities today if it's a short. Like a high time frame short. As we're coming up, I want to kind of see VIX starting to hold. Yeah, look at that. VIX is holding. VIX futures are even a bit up with a nice like volatility candle on the 4 hour. And there's smooth highs there, so at least a short-term volatile sort of a thing. If Russell takes out this high as well, that'll be interesting. I don't think that's going to happen, but yeah, it'd be kind of weird. I mean, we did just diverge. I really want to see Russell be weak here. I do not want it to come all the way up here. I want it to remain down into this lower area if it's going to sweep on the Dow. Technically, on the 1 minute, we have not swept that 1 minute candle yet, but I'm going on the session high. Kind of a choppy, interesting. The only thing I'm worried about is they're gonna use today to like accumulate for next week. I want this to. I'm impatient. I want to have the trade today. I don't really want to swing it over the weekend. It's just risky. But that would be typical. That would be. They don't want retail to. They know retail's not going to swing over the weekend because it's risky. Yeah, right now I'm in just small size on the Dow. So we're really hunting to get in more. Dollar is really moving up on that. This is inverted. I really want to see Russell fail if YM's going to get that. Oh, news is in 2 minutes. Okay. That's why we're moving slow. Alright, in case we're going to get this on Russell, make sure these highs are the same. 46, perfect. Yeah, we'd be able to really pack on some size here on Russell. Be great. Yeah. Hopefully this can stay weak here. It's already hit this order block. These guys are all looking like they want to sweep up in the highs. And I really liked how Russell's flow was very bearish. We've already moved down, but yeah. Just a little alignment there. Keep this on a really small time frame, that way my alert is triggered as quickly as possible. Alright, news is just about to hit. Let's get ready here. Here we go. Pretty lackluster. Someone give it to something. Damn, if it doesn't happen now, it's just, oh man. It'll just be fingernail biting all day. And it makes sense, like, they need time to accumulate. So they may just chop this. Which means it will probably be a swing. Foes are bearish though, tide is bearish. Spies bearish, tide's bearish, everything's bearish. Well, we just got news, so there could just be simply a divergence with the news high, and that's it. Which is not really clear. I like how this is being weak, but I still want to see something take out a high. May just be the news high. Didn't take it out. Oh, it took it out on ES. Come on, man. Oh, NASDAQ took it there. Oh, man. I think they're going to turn this into the order block then. Damn it, dude. Come on, man. I just think it still wants that high, dude. Maybe into 1030. Damn it, man. Like, the structural look was there. It's just, oh, man. SPY just got bullish, though, on the tide. That's good. That's actually really good. There's still hope. There already was divergence into the AM session. But I just think that it still wants the highs, I think. Dang it, dude. Come on, man. Well, there it is. Starting to move. We still got those YM lows, though, so that might be the last little thing we need. Still a chance. It's probably... Dude, if we can get in this, I think 1030, it will just... As soon as a high gets swept, it'll just puke. That's what I'm thinking. And now we're taking out those lows on YM. Oh, we already took those, actually. Did we? Oh, technically we barely did, okay. But maybe not on these charts. No, we did all these charts too. Well, NASDAQ might be the guy here to do it for us. Either way, we're in short and it'll be good, but man, this is like a big opportunity. So I'll be wanting to get in big. It's a big opportunity to get in big. And I was in big, but it was just way too big for just this one. It's like I want to spread it around, make sure I'm in something that's going to move. If NASDAQ takes out these lows, it's gone. I think it's just going to dump straight down. Because if NASDAQ doesn't hold that PM low, it's game over. I think this is just Goblin Town, as they say. You know, I am full size on YM, but it's like I want to get in like max size. But this is for a regular trade, this is good size. But for this opportunity, yeah, I want to get in more. So hopefully NASDAQ can hold this. Well, either way, I don't really care. If it works out today, then sweet. I'll catch a short next week, knowing that I have a clear bias for the short side. But I basically just want to hold this short as long as I can, high time frame wise. Surprised VIX hasn't really moved though. Let's zoom out a bit, see what's the haps. Yeah, if NASDAQ starts puking and everything starts puking, we're back into alignment and it's dead, dude. The market died today. It looks like it's just gonna go. It does not look good. Tell your 401ks. Tide is very bearish. Oh my gosh. Negative 200 net bearish puts. Negative 200,000 puts. Sorry, negative 2,000 calls maybe. Whatever you want to look at it. Alright, this is the last chance for NASDAQ. If it's gonna manipulate the highs. And it's not looking good for it though. It's bearish. 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 SPY's bullish for a second. If these puke, I'm hoping Bitcoin can puke, because I don't want to hold Bitcoin over the weekend just because it's Bitcoin. But that look on Russell is just so structurally perfect. It is just, oh, yeah. I want to short that. Yeah, this is the last hope, though, is a NASDAQ bounce here. And so far it is bouncing. We'll set an alert for that news high. Just a conservative. But other than that, oh man, yeah, just this could be. I'm gonna set an alert for this low too, cause then I can just fucking zoom out and hold the short. But yeah, so far it's holding. We've got, and ES is holding too. Keep that in mind. And Vix hasn't really moved too much either. You know, if it really was going to start puking, I would actually think Vix would just spike out of nowhere and then puke. But I don't actually know how that works. I'm just kind of guessing. But for the Dow, let's look. Where is our target going to be? I think the freaking range low, but is that going to get hit today? I don't know. Probably not. Ideally, this order block down here. That would be my first high time frame level, which is pretty big ask for a 1 day move. Yeah, same thing down here. Yeah, good enough to look that up. Alright, well, all there is to do is step away and let this play. And hear the alerts if they go off. So I'm just gonna step away, let this kind of breathe. Nasdaq's really coming up, so once I hear that alert, that'll be nice. And it's got smooth highs up there. It could even take out the range high. And entering anywhere in this order block short for Russell will be awesome. But I'm going to mute this mic here, let this play. So we do have a move over the news high, but I just still think we want the AM high, and it's just going to be a weird dynamical move. Because it never marked that high on the Dow Jones. Besides, like, if you just look right into here, this little order block still didn't really, yeah. But it's just a technicality though. I think it's just gonna be a long day. I think they're gonna sweep the high, and then there's gonna be a little reversal, but then I think the Dow's gonna still sweep this high to mark the high and Russell. It's just gonna be complicated, I think. Unless the Dow just takes it all out right now, which would be fucking ideal. Oh, there we go. We're getting a move on everything.
Order filled.
Order
Order working.
So yeah, NASDAQ just took the high out. I'm gonna go ahead and be filled just on there. We're risking 16 points. So what is that? 16 points. Oh my gosh, that is a lot of risk still. But SPY just took out that high too. Is that 16 points? Oh yeah, this is a lot of risk. Goodness, dude. These ranges are just so big. Yes, took the high. But we didn't take this high on the Dow, or sorry, NASDAQ. Whoa, Bitcoin bouncing hard? Well, here's the final confirmation for me. With the Dow. There we go.
Order working. Order filled. Order working. Order working.
And it is 10:30. Yeah, nice. So everything's there now. We've manipulated that high. At the end of the day, I could just be wrong, and I'm going to take a fat loss here. Man, Bitcoin's really bouncing. I do not like that. All the bear flows are bullish, but we've also already moved it back up, so it's like they should be bullish, just following price. Oh man, yeah. Damn it, dude. Well, everything is hitting the ideal short entries, but it's like now we need is to, we're into the order block on SPY, on ES. So if this takes out this high, it is not looking good. I'll probably exit Bitcoin too, because it's kind of the whole idea is that we're supposed to be bearish. Luckily, I did get that little size out on the Dow, but it will still be a sizable loss today. But the opportunity seemed amazing, so you'd think that this move up in NASDAQ would get Russell to start to sell off though, so that's one thing I'm also not liking. It just sucks that as soon as I'm in the trade, then everything doesn't look good. So everything was looking good earlier. Man. But we are into the order block, and it does not jagged, it doesn't have that jagged look anymore. Which is what we wanted originally. But yeah, this is the area we need to freaking reject. And it makes sense that we come up this high, like that's normal. We're hitting the order block, everything's there. But yeah, this is what we want. We want this to just basically start puking. It's 10:30. We've accumulated everything. Everything's taken the highs. Everything's been manipulated now. So it really needs to move basically straight down from here, especially on Russell. I may even adjust my stop, because now that we've taken out these highs, it would really, I don't know if it would make much sense to even come up above this high, but I mean, that would be just the most premium last liquidity level, so I mean, I guess it could, but yeah, I mean, it really needs to, it's not giving the look. SPY is selling some calls there though. I mean, that's decent, but it's not enough. Dow Jones is flipping bearish though. That's good on the tide, or on the float. But yeah, this needs to start moving, dude. I really want the tide to flip bearish, but it's not doing anything. But we've got 15 more minutes. Like in my ideal kind of time zone. We really need Dow to reverse here. Wow, Bitcoin completely pumping. Up into a premium probably. Okay, let's see here. So yeah, that's been swept out. SPY's above this last liquidity level, like everything is there. Nasdaq's come up now. This is really it. We're really doing it, Red Band. This is it, dude. You even got a little manipulation there into 1030 with the Dow. So yeah, maybe one more hit to the high though on Russell. We'll see. But I just think that should be it, man, on the Dow at least. 10 more minutes of pain. The Dow is bearish on the flow, but I mean that's the weakest one. Everything else is kind of holding the bullish. There is profit taking here, but it's not significant yet. The volume in the calls was falling there, and puts are slightly rising. But come on, man. Come on, man. Nothing in the Qs. It's just bullish behavior. But it is just falling price again. Do you have any more news? Not on Forex Factory. Financial Juice. What's today's date? The 9th. Alright, on the 9th, we've done everything. Alright, basically the same thing everywhere. We have got some more news in an hour. Puts are coming up on Qs. That's nice, but not enough. Yeah, SPY a little bit bearish, but nothing crazy. This is just I'm just stressed and I need to get out of the size. It's just bothering me.
Order filled. Order working. Order filled. Order cancelled. Order working. Order cancelled. Order working. Order cancelled. Order cancelled. Order working. Order working.
Alright, everything is in order. Holy, I should not have gotten in that big. I'm going to count that as a bad trade. I'm just kind of lucky that it's working out. Marking that as a bad one. But, yeah, hopefully this works. They're just way too big a size. And it's like, I kind of didn't really, when I was entering, I didn't really register. Not only am I short, big size on this to like take advantage of the opportunity, but I'm also short Bitcoin, and it's like, I could just be wrong on the whole bear idea in general. So at that point, I was like, oh, okay, wait. I'm in a too much of a directional bias, size risk-wise, so it was good. I should have gone out of that, and I should not have gotten in that big. But, yeah, I kind of miscalculated that a little bit, so solid mistake. It's alright. Luckily, sometimes you get lucky, and just that situation today, I'm lucky. But everything happened the way it should happen now. I mean, Russell could hit one more high, here, but that's it. We're moving away when we should, and everything's rejecting when it should, and now the flows are starting to reverse here, so now it's just to sit back and watch the party, hopefully. So, yeah, I think this could really move today, hopefully. Probably PM session. I think we'll still work this area out, and then in PM session we might just start really coming down. So I'm actually going to go take a little break. I got a little too worked up on that. Alright, I know it seems like I'm going crazy, but that's like the last thing we could continue to get. Maybe this is a divergence with for ES to roll over, but I mean with the Dow we took out that high. So if the Dow takes this high out, I might be just done with this whole idea. Yeah. So I think I'm actually gonna move my stop there, which will make this a lot better because then I won't be risking nearly as much. So, yeah, I mean we came up here, took out the highs, then we came down, took out the high, marked the high for Russell, and then these guys also came up, but then these guys are now marking the high for the Dow, and Russell did it too, and this is a 1030 high. So yep, there's my logic there. I'm reducing risk here. Now that I've reduced significant risk, let's see how much risk we even have on now. I mean, it's like $300 there, another $50 maybe there, $70. Perfect. Yeah, I like that a lot better now. Let's see here. Make sure I do it on all my accounts. And yeah, my stop should still remain up here for Russell. And if Dow's gonna take this high out again, then yeah, I'll be out of the Dow and I will only trust the Russell short. So yeah, it's like everything was there and it's not gonna work. Then I might even get out of the Russell. I'll probably cut it in half too if I get stopped out of the Dow. So yeah, kind of a bummer though, but if that happens. And on top of that, I'll probably cut the Bitcoin one completely. But yeah, gold's moved up, it's taking the high out. Maybe that's the divergence for this to roll back down. I could still see Bitcoin, one of these cryptos hitting a premium for this to continue, but yeah, I mean this is it. Like it should be everything. If this is gonna work, that is everything, you know. Flows are kind of bullish, so yeah, I think the EV is kind of disappearing from this. It's nice I was able to reduce risk, so that's perfect. I'll just take a regular loss on this basically. Yeah, the max loss on this would just be a regular sized loss, so theoretically. So yeah, that's perfect. Good enough for me, man. I feel good about the loss if I take it. It's like everything was there, took it, didn't work, no worries. Oh yeah, let me, and then I'm just gonna let this stream run. Just watch the price action on this unfold. But yeah, I'm just gonna let this run, mute my mic. Well, that was quick. It looks like it's already gonna take me out. So, perfect. Gonna go ahead and exit all this. If it's gonna do it. Getting real close. Yeah.
Order filled.
Stock filled.
Order
Order cancelled.
Alright, make sure all my orders for that are canceled for YM. Yeah, the only things left are Russell orders, which I think I will let that remain because I think there's still a chance that it may not be as big of a short, but there's still a chance it'll roll back down. Yeah. Cool. Small loss on there. So I'm just gonna have to eat this regular loss on the Russell. Which is fine. Yeah, if this takes me out on Russell, then I'm pretty off the table on the bear idea. At least for now. It's like everything occurred that I look for, but now we're gonna, we're up here where we should be rejecting, and we should be kind of creating a really sharp high, but now we're actually creating like a more smooth high. So don't like that as a area to be shorting. Yeah, I'll let this fully stop me out on Russell. I think it may still be something. There's still a chance on it. Yeah, should be about it. If it stops me out, then yeah, I'm definitely gonna go and probably get out of Bitcoin. Bitcoin's short may still work, but I think the alignment with the market is just, it's too closely correlated. So I just think that I completely lose conviction in it. Where it's worth putting on a swing trade, especially if I'm not gonna swing that over the weekend, So if it's not looking good anymore. Yeah, just make sure all my orders are working. Yeah, once I get stopped out, that's probably it for me today. It just makes me change my bias long term probably. So yeah.
Order cancelled. Order cancelled. Order cancelled. Order filled.
Alright, the short got invalidated. I'm just going to get out of Bitcoin. I'm out of everything now. So just like basically a regular size loss today. So not bad for sizing up on an opportunity and then taking a small loss basically on it. So anyways, we'll have to pivot and see what the next idea is. It just seems like you're definitely going to keep going up. So yeah.